It says Tanya is currently host, reclaiming host may disrupt breakout rooms. Do I reclaim host or stay co-host?
They co-host.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Think it's fun to kick that? Crazy? Yeah.
Can you see my screen, Mara?
No, you're not currently sharing a screen.
Oh. Can I share it really quick just so you can tell me if it's the right one? You see that?
Yeah.
So can I just leave that up while you talk then?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, that works. And we can still see your face.
Perfect.
Okay. Give people a few more minutes to get in, and then we'll do our accountability check-in.
I have to leave to go get my kids, but I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
This desk.
Do we have like a lost and found area?
I just put it on your front desk.
Yeah, the baby was playing them. Thank you. Yeah. You want your glasses? Ouch, just pinched myself. Okay. Where's the baby? Here she is. All right. Almost there. Once I start to, I'll turn your ding dong sound on so if people do come back late or come in late or anything, let them in.
Okay.
Tell me about it. Tell me how it's hitting. Who's still working on their 135? Everyone get that finished up? Alex still working on it. I know Julio sent me his.
I'm still tweaking mine.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, perfect. So let's start with our accountability check-in. You'll share how many contacts you've made, and if you've gone on any appointments or written any contracts, you can share that as well. Alex, you want to get started?
Sure. I've probably made about 6 or 7 messages since yesterday, and I haven't done I haven't written any handwritten letters yet, but I have added people on Facebook, and I have
Good,
commented on social media, and
good,
I probably liked over 10 posts.
awesome.
So I'm getting into it slowly. I'm kind of trying to put it into my routine daily.
Good, 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 good. That's progress. Allie, what about you? How is it going? I know you had a sick one yesterday, but
Yeah, I have a buyer contract that actually Mara, I will connect with you at 4 later today
Okay,
about that.
perfect.
But yeah, so I have that going, which is great. I have a listing set up for next spring or early summer. So I have that in the 2025 pipeline, which is nice. For my social media, I do a lot of engaging with local businesses, so DMs and posts and follows and stuff like that. It's part of my strategy. I've been making calls. I've had a sick kiddo home with me for the last couple of days, so the calls have been a little bit harder because when he naps, I'm trying to, catch up on some other stuff. But my plan is 10 calls a day. And since I've gotten started, I've written a lot of handwritten notes to my sphere, specifically like old coworkers. And I just joined my kid's PTO for his school, which
Perfect.
has been really nice because it's giving me a lot of contacts for other people who are also very involved in the community.
Good. Excellent. Um, April, how's everything going for you? Brent?
Just got the booklet from you yesterday, so got to catch up on that video and still do the part one.
Perfect. Good job. And that's coming your way. And then Ray, how's everything going for you?
I covered a couple letters yesterday, made a few calls, got in touch with a few more referrals that I contacted through the Command Referral Network. Up in Seattle, I got in contact with the Chispa KW team, organization, sorry. And yeah, everything else has been like social media, web design, just keeping that up.
Great job. And Ashlyn. Yeah, she's like, don't ask me. Okay. So today we have Embrace Your Job with Kate, and she is our Director of Growth out of our Eugene Market Center. And she has been with Keller Williams for, I should have brought up your information right in front of me. Gosh, so long, 6 years?
6.5, yeah.
Yeah, 6.5 years. In numerous roles, mostly focusing on helping our company grow and helping our agents grow their businesses. So she is going to share with you a bunch of information today about getting your job that you now have on track and getting your mindset on track. And definitely feel free to show your face, engage, ask questions, give her some courtesy on the tech side of things. If she struggles, you can just help her. And it really shouldn't need me nervous at all. But I'll let her take it away.
Thanks, Mara. Hi, everyone. I've met a few of you in person, and then a few of you I'm sure are out of other market centers. But welcome. So today is Embrace Your Job, and Mara did a great job introducing me. So we're just gonna jump right into things. If you guys have your workbooks, I'm gonna be following through so I don't go too quickly. It's hard for me to see chats because I'm not tech savvy and my computer screens are hopefully gonna stay where they are. I'm gonna try and mess around with them. So let me know, just unmute yourself. It can be pretty casual. If you do have questions or comments, I would love to hear them. All right. So in session 1, they discussed the value proposition of being part of Keller Williams. And then today in the second session of the real estate expert of choice, Embrace Your Job, we're going to cover the key priorities a real estate agent has. And we're going to discuss what it takes to become the greatest, best agent you can possibly be. Before we begin, does anyone have anything to share? Any ahas or questions from yesterday's session? And if not, I will continue on. Highly suggest that you guys find an accountability partner. I know Mara talked about that. They're great to have to just kind of keep you guys on track. It's a safe space, just to kind of help each other through the process, make sure you guys are doing what you're doing to make the most of your business. 1 second, I have to figure out how to let this person in. There we go. To make the best of your business and just keep you on track to hit your goals. So feel free at any point to put your information in the chat if that's how you guys want to connect. But accountability partners are an awesome thing just to keep you going in the right direction. So I'm just going to briefly cover today's agenda. By the end of the day today, you're going to be able to apply the 6 core competencies of a business. You're going to be able to recognize your role as a fiduciary for clients. And you're also we're going to review the success systems. So just kind of start thinking about what you'll learn today. Let's consider any questions that you might have and anything that you want to talk more about, kind of jot down, and we can go over those at the end. Perfect. So I would love to know what excites you the most about being a real estate agent. I would love to hear if you guys just want to share a few things. What's exciting to you about this job?
I like getting to know a bunch of different people and the opportunity to get more involved in the community.
Perfect. Anyone else want to share what excited them about becoming an agent?
Getting out of the office.
Out there doing things, meeting people?
Yeah, I got so used to being outdoors and working with people one-on-one. I missed it for too long.
Yeah, this is
I'm
a
just
great.
excited to be back.
Yeah, perfect. Does anyone else want to share? All right. So yeah, all of those things, right? So having a career in real estate, it can be extremely rewarding in many different ways. Being an agent gives you the opportunity to support someone in making one of the most important decisions of their life. You get to build those relationships with others. And you also, while doing this, you get to live a big life. So behind the big results of a successful real estate career are daily activities and habits, of course. So the steps are small, but they all lead back to that big life for you and helping others. So let's kind of dive in and talk about day-to-day activities of a successful real estate agent, otherwise known as the 6 core competencies of business, which comes from, I don't know if anyone has read it yet, but Gary Keller, his team's book, Shift. It's a good one if you ever have downtime to start reading. The 6 core competencies of a business are the priorities that you must focus on as you run and grow your business. So incorporating these competencies in your business's activities can lead to your success as an agent and business owner when you implement these at a high level. And we're going to kind of go through these one by one. All right, so welcome to your new job, your sales career. You're an independent business person, so it's important to understand the components of this job. Essentially, you are it. There's an appropriate saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. In your participant guide that you guys have in front of you, you'll see the 6 core competencies of a business listed, which comes from Shift. So we can quickly read through these: lead generate, capture, and convert to appointments, present to buyers and sellers and get agreements, show buyers and market sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale to closing, and managing the money. So we reviewed, that's basically all of them, but we're gonna go into them a little more deeper and we'll build on each one as we go. But running a successful high-level business is going to take all 6 of these. So the first competency, we're on 2.4, if anyone needs the page number. The first competency in your first priority is your first priority. So after all, if you have no leads, you have no business. You must have leads to sustain a thriving business, which is what you signed up for to be a successful agent. So let's break this down. You'll learn, and it will be repeated over and over, that your number one job is to lead generate. It's the daily practice of talking to people about buying and selling real estate that's going to get you to where you want to go. Capturing is all about obtaining their accurate information and contact information. So name, phone number, email, home address, any other data a person is willing to divulge. So a capture is also means adding new people to your business database so you can converse with them and provide value. Another important component of lead generation and capture is that you ask for permission to stay in contact with each person. And you're going to learn more about this, the importance of this step, as we explore lead generation later on in Ignite. But just know that you need to lead generate, capture the correct information so you can stay in front of them and top of mind. So whenever they think about a real estate need or a friend with a real estate need, your face and your name is the first to show up in their mind. And then finally, convert to appointments. So capturing the lead is awesome. However, the ultimate goal is to find active buyers and sellers and set an appointment to meet and agree to work together in the buying or selling of real estate. So that's the goal. Just remember that right now we're learning and building on each new skill as you learn them, and you advance through the course of Ignite. This is why it's important to keep attending these classes. If you miss, to get the recording, to stay on top of them, which I know all of you will. So we just covered lead generate, capture those leads, the correct information, and then convert them to appointments. We're going to move on to the second core competency, and that is to present to buyers and sellers and get agreements. So this core competency is about your skill during the appointment with the buyer or seller. So presenting to buyers means going through the buyer consultation document, which outlines the entire buying process and all of the steps that you take with them to assist them in the process. So you will also address any questions or concerns the buyers have at that time and really get into relationship with them. Presenting to the seller is going to be similar. So you're going to go through the entire listing presentation document with them, which outlines the entire selling process, including the marketing you'll provide, along with all of the steps that you take to assist them with the sale of their home. The expected outcome of both of these presentations is that your client, whether the buyer or the seller, will sign an exclusive agreement to work with you, and you will be their agent. You'll learn all you need to be able to be successful at presenting and obtaining a signed agreement later in the course. This is just outlining the basics, and then you'll dive even deeper as Ignite progresses into each one of these. So the third competency is about showing buyers and marketing listings for sellers. Showing buyers is all about understanding the needs of that buyer and selecting houses for them to experience with you. And then marketing to sellers translate to marketing their house in the best possible light and via the most channels to ensure that as many potential buyers as possible see it and are interested in it. And this, of course, will be covered in way more detail as the course progresses. But that is the difference between showing buyers and then marketing listings for sellers. Do you guys have any questions so far? Am I going too fast? If I don't hear anything, I will just continue at this pace. Let's look at the fourth, and that is writing and negotiating contracts. So this is a huge responsibility and one that many new agents get concerned about or anxious about completing your first contract accurately, right? Negotiating is another competency that requires practice. It requires calm, and it definitely requires a win-win mindset. And you probably remember that win-win is one of KW's beliefs, win-win or no deal. We want everyone to win. And it's nice that you guys, when you're in this program, right, you're gonna have Mara making sure that your contracts are accurate. So you don't have to be super anxious about that. But negotiations are something that comes along later in Ignite. They go really deep into letting you know how to make those negotiations work for your clients. The fifth competency is about getting the deal all the way to close. So where the buyer gets the new keys to their home or the seller releases the home to the new buyers and you get paid. So keep in mind that not all deals make it to close for a variety of reasons. It does take skill, and this is one of your core competencies, is learning. Let this person in. Perfect. Okay, so that was the fifth competency. So getting the deal to closing. And this last one is about managing your money. So this one's always fun. You've already learned from day one that the paycheck you get upon closing is not to be put all in your pocket and spent. This is something that new agents do often. There are expenses to pay, and then you guys have to pre-plan your taxes because you're independent contractors. So it's really recommended to put away some for taxes and save. That way, when tax time rolls around, you're not shocked. There is a great Keller Williams University course for this, and it's called Profitability. It's agent financials, and I think it's offered, if not quarterly, twice a year in the region or international level. So that would be a good one to take if you need assistance in this. Otherwise, I think they say to put away 40% of each check for taxes, and then you'll probably have some left over. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to mindset, which is one of my favorite topics. It's a huge component to this job. It's mindset, your mindset each and every day. You guys talked about mindset on day one, and you've got the KW belief system along with the 6 personal perspectives that keep you strong. Can anyone remember any of the 6 personal perspectives? So a few of them are commit to self-mastery, remove limiting beliefs. My favorite one is be accountable. So it's important to keep your mindset, just realize it's important to keep your mindset programmed to success and just continue to believe in yourself. There are ups and downs in this business. That's totally normal. There may be days when you feel less accomplished and you'll need to pull yourself up and keep going. Just remember to really maintain a mindset focused on being of service. Adopting a mindset of philosophy of contributing to the lives of other people really allows you to be direct and to the point in your interactions with others. So with a focus on contribution and being of service, you'll communicate more effectively with customers and really win their hearts and minds effortlessly, as long as that's your like core mindset. Also, of course, energy, enthusiasm, and just a deeply rooted belief in doing the best job possible for each and every customer attracts people to you. Therefore, you'll get their people, and it just trickles down to more and more referrals. So take every opportunity to educate the people in your personal, professional, and social life about what you do and how you can help. These reminders for people in your network and in your sphere, it can lead to many, many referrals. So mindset is a huge one to remember. Where are we on this page? We're at 2.6. So let's discuss some realities about being a real estate agent. You guys can jot down what you think on these 1 through 3s, but how long on average does it take to get a buyer or seller to sign a contract for a sale or listing? And just jot down what you think. And then the second question is, how long does it take for a transaction to close and for you to get paid? What do you think? And then the third question is, how quickly do you want to get paid? Or how long can you go without a payday? So the answer to the first one is 1 to 60 days or more, depending on how much time you put into lead generation every day and how many appointments you go on to obtain the signed contracts. And then when it asks the second question about how long does it take for a transaction to close, it's usually 30 to 60 days. Kind of depends on the market and whether you're working with a seller or a buyer. And then the third, there's no right or wrong answer to that. It's how quickly you want to get paid, right? And how long you can go without a payday. Well, the more lead gen you do, the more people are going to be, you don't get a seller and then wait till the close to start lead generating again, because then you'll be 3 months behind. So you just have to keep up with the lead generation every day and keep building your database and contacts. Do a great job, get referral business, commit to go on a lot of appointments, and then just keep practicing the conversations. Get a partner to role play. It's really helpful. And you'll get better every day. So let's go to the next. Here's a quote from Shift, that book I brought up a little bit ago, by Gary Keller. And his writing team. It's about the importance of these 6 competencies to reaching your highest potential. So to achieve your highest potential, these 6 core competencies must be done consistently and done well. So you can keep that in your mind as you look over the 6 over and over and do them, keep doing them and do them well. You guys can now jot down like any ahas you have so far. If you have anything to share, please unmute. I can answer questions, address concerns before we move on to the next piece. All right. Let's go on. So now we've introduced those 6 core competencies. You know the essentials of what your job is as a real estate agent. Now there are 2 ways that you can serve your clients. You can either serve them as a functionary or as a fiduciary. We learned earlier how important it is to maintain a mindset focused on being of service. So let's imagine doing business with a company, for example, a car repair company. that doesn't really care about your needs. They just focus on getting the job done and getting that check. They don't build a relationship with you. They don't stay in touch during the time they have your vehicle and the job is getting done. And they don't keep in touch with you after the job is done. So now I want you to imagine doing business with a different car repair company. This one listens to you. It anticipates your needs. It helps you make decisions. It educates you throughout the entire process. And it acts more like a partner in the process, keeps you updated on the status of the work, and even follows up with you after the job. So what's the difference? The first company is acting as a functionary, and the second company is acting as your fiduciary. Your role as a respected and successful agent is to be a fiduciary. Ray, did you have something to say?
Yeah. I was gonna say like the first example of the cards companies is more than likely, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
The second one is extremely rare and definitely something we should shoot for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I can imagine, I'm sure there are agents out there that just do the bare minimum, the functionary. But if I work with someone that like offers the fiduciary side of things, who's going to get my referral business, right? I would never tell my friends to go use the functionary agent. So it's just important to keep in mind, and I've met most of you and you guys are like all go above and beyond. So it's exciting when we have these agents that I know that are going to be out there really helping people at that fiduciary level. If you guys have the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, that red book, Gary Keller explains, he says that a functionary is one who is in a specific task relationship with their clients. They do the job. While a fiduciary is one who not only does the task of the job, they are also in a high trust relationship with their clients and feel total responsibility for the outcome. So this is especially important in real estate when people are making their most expensive purchase, like the biggest purchase of their lives. Because a fiduciary places their client's interest ahead of all others, even their own, it makes sense that they get return business. And what does that mean? It's win-win or no deal. So if the transaction does not benefit the client, it's a no deal. Being a fiduciary is a big deal. It's an honor to actually have that piece in your client's life. It's more important than ever in today's market to wear that badge of honor proudly. So helping your clients understand your fiduciary role is a big part of what you offer as an agent. Let's talk about some examples really quick of how you can serve your clients in the fiduciary realm during a real estate transaction. And then this is 2.7 in your book, and it's going to show like low level, high level. A functionary is low relationship versus high relationship. It says we can kind of just, I don't want to like split you up into groups, but let's just kind of mind share, if you will. Like what comes to mind as an example of something you would do as an agent at a functionary level versus a fiduciary level?
Answering the calls on time would be a high level functionary, fiduciary,
Mm-hmm.
and then answering their calls 2 days later would be a low level functionary.
Yes. Yes. Does anyone else have an example that came to mind? So let's think about like lead generate, capture, and convert to appointments. You anticipate the needs of someone in your sphere who's considered selling their home by following up with them regularly about the current state of the market. If we're talking about presenting to buyers and sellers to get agreements, educate your clients about the home buying and selling process at a very high level. Ray, did you have one?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. I feel like reaching out to people and just being there when you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna be there for you. I feel like you should just have the gumption of calling them and being actively reaching out to them.
Yes. And
Yeah.
owning that result, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let's change my page over really quick. Hold on, guys. Tech challenge. Okay, so let's talk about that 6 core competency, the managing the money. Let's talk about how you can serve as a fiduciary for the 6 core competency. Managing your money means being responsible about how you handle your finances. So think about this. Would you trust someone with such a high dollar purchase if they can't manage their own finances? Of course not, right? Yeah. In addition to giving you like being valid in their minds with managing your own money, it leads to financial security. And financial security provides you the freedom to be discerning about which real estate transactions you become involved in or not. There may be times actually that you choose to decline a deal. And this is because it doesn't allow you and it doesn't remain in high integrity with yourself or your client. So you're an independent contractor. You do not have to work with and take every deal that's on the table. You can think about yesterday, I think they talked about the Y4C2Ts. And that's your guidepost for knowing how to serve as a fiduciary for your clients. So you can always go back to that, the win-win or no deal, integrity, do the right thing. The Y4C2Ts are what we go by. It'll kind of keep you going in the right direction and making sure that whoever you're working with and that deal is in alignment with your beliefs and the integrity. So any ahas that you guys have had so far, you can take a minute and jot down from the functionary versus fiduciary. And you can jot those down in your participant guide. This person. Perfect. Okay, so in this next section, we're gonna review the success system. So your daily success system, which is part of your daily Ignite course, it's the success system gets you in the habit of the lead generation. It gets you in all of these habits, while in the company of your fellow Ignitees, they're the people that you should reach out to get an accountability partner. I know Idmar will keep saying it. Every person that teaches an Ignite class is going to really encourage it. I'm just someone to check in every day with to see if you're on track to hit your goals. So you've learned that the first core competency is lead generation. Without leads, your business can't sustain itself. In that red book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller states, what you have to embrace is the fact that it is a number of qualified leads that you have that will either grow your business, keep your business, or put you out of business. Nothing else about your business will have as big of an impact on it as the number of leads you have. Why do you guys think that cultivating leads is such an essential is so essential to your success? Does anyone know?
That's how we get paid. The more leads and people we have, the more sales we can close.
Yes, yes. Thanks for that. Yeah, although lead generation and lead follow-up are the most important priorities you have when running and growing your business, sometimes you'll feel uncomfortable doing it, especially as a new agent. So feeling at ease when talking to people you know and don't know about how you can help them with their real estate needs is a skill that takes time to develop. So it's not something we're born with. One of the best ways to feel more comfortable communicating with potential leads is really by role playing and practicing the most common conversations you'll have with your clients, your potential clients, and other agents that are involved in the transaction. So that we're going to keep coming back to this accountability partner. It's great to role play with this person. Find someone you feel comfortable with, check in on daily. How many, leads did you add to your contacts? And you can role play. Anything that when you are lead genning comes up, keep that in your mind and maybe role play, how to overcome that objection or things like that. Just have the conversations, even if it's someone in your house, and you can role play with them. It really just makes it this, it's just like it's natural. It just comes super natural to you to have these conversations. Even if they are uncomfortable, you become a pro at them. Okay, so accountable people achieve results others can only dream of. Again, accountability partners, a must. In the first session of Ignite, they introduced the 6 personal perspectives. So I want to elaborate on the 6th personal perspective, which is be accountable. This is the quote from the book, The One Thing. And does anyone get any immediate ahas from this quote? Does it stand out in any way? Well, okay, so to me, accountability is a crucial part of achieving your goals. So when you report to someone else on your progress to your goals, you're going to gain more focus and motivation, right? You have a built-in cheerleader, which will motivate you. You can kind of think of accountability as a process. It is difficult to maintain drive over the long term, but when you must defend your activities to an objective observer, it becomes easier to stay focused because you're going to be reporting to someone. Accountability is about getting and implementing feedback. So you're going to be able to bounce ideas, things that happened with this person. You must take time on a regular planned basis to meet with whoever is holding you accountable, to look at your numbers and to refocus your efforts. Because when you're talking about what you're doing, if your numbers aren't matching, then you can step back, take a look at it, readjust, refocus, and continue on, and then see if that works. There's a lot of mega agents here in the office that I know have accountability partners. They check in with each other. It might not be daily, but it might be weekly as they get way more, involved in the business and have more years behind them. They still use this. I know I use accountability partners in my world, personal and professionally, because it really does help me stay focused, because I'm being held accountable. So, and it's really comes down to, you have a safe space to share, you can follow through with your action items, listen and pay attention while the other person shares, set frequency of checking in with each other. So it's important to keep on that, not to just let them go by or, oh, I can't meet today or tomorrow. To keep a time. And then respect each other in the process, create that commitment, be open to receiving feedback, which is hard for some, but super important. And it's also important to give honest feedback to your partner, because you're all starting this business at the same time. And just having each other's best interest in mind is really a great thing to have and grow along with this person. So that is why in Ignite, they recommend partnering up. There's also been trios of accountability partners, so that's also an option. Another great benefit is it just really keeps you focused on task. So all of these things listed are super helpful in developing your skills and really growing your business from the get-go. If you guys do want to put information in the chat, name, number, email, whatever, you guys can connect later and find yourself an accountability partner and maybe plan some time to meet this week. Oh, that went crazy. Okay. Hold on. We're looking at this. Are we at the success tracker? We are on 2.12. Okay. So as you work with an accountability partner, you can work through these success system tracker with each other. Like this is kind of your outline, your daily success system. So how many of the 10 conversations did you get? How many of those 10 contacts did you add? And then the handwritten notes is a super cool touch. If you guys haven't already started that, people love getting handwritten notes. So there is another very important duty of accountability partners, and that is that role play conversation, to have one every day. Be certain to set up a time to do this. Some partners agree that they just call each other every morning at the same time, and they take turns as like the agent and the potential client. So it's a great time to expand your confidence while asking the Ford questions, FORD questions, or offering value, or for following up on a social post, just to make good use of time together. There's a daily dialogue practice that the network offers. People jump on and role play, because even top agents, they report that they continue to do this practice and they practice conversations daily. It's that important. It just becomes natural. There's that tracker. So you were introduced on the first session to the success system tracker in your participant guide. So as another method of accountability that you'll be using in Ignite. Today we're going to kind of talk about the first 3 activities, and then you guys are going to discuss the other activities on upcoming sessions of Ignite. But just keep in mind that completing these activities daily is important, because they're going to help you build that ground, that foundation of your business. So, and it's going to also help you nurture the relationships that you already have in your sphere. So this quote says, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So it's one of those SMART goals. And this quote is by Peter Drucker, who is a famous business consultant. Thinking about this quote and how it applies to the success system that we just discussed. The success system, it may seem like a tall mountain when you look at it, huge mountain to climb. And it can be achieved by measuring and improving every day. So top agents measure their important numbers so they can improve. Start measuring now and condition yourself to that habit. And then you're going to be really happy in about a year that you stuck with this success system, because it will grow your database and keep you in these conversations for years and years to come. Here is that the Ford method that I talked about a little bit ago. So this is like conversations with your sphere. The first activity on the daily success system tracker is to engage in 10 conversations with people that you know daily. So you may wonder what you should say in these conversations when we tell you to just go talk to people every day. Yesterday, I guess they introduced the Ford method. So the Ford method is an approachable way to start a conversation with someone in your sphere of influence. So what does Ford stand for? Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. It's just kind of easy to keep in your head as you're calling and talking to your sphere. It puts the focus on the other person. It shows you care about the other person, which also it puts the other person at ease. So what are questions you could ask a member of your sphere about their family, about their occupation, about their recreation, and about their dreams? Little pro tip is if someone has like referred you to someone and you need to open up the conversation with them, you can Facebook stalk or some sort of social media, a little bit of stalking there. You see they just got back from a trip to Disneyland with their kids. It kind of opens up that, right? You don't just say, how many are in your family? You know, how was that trip? I just saw you got back from a trip. So-and-so told me to call you about real estate. So you can just keep the FORD in your head and it will just take you through a very natural conversation. Besides the Ford method, you can always share gratitude and appreciation. And that's with like the people you know. People love to be thanked for things. They'll totally appreciate it. So there are some best practices. Ford is not an interview. It's not an interrogation. It's meant to stimulate a conversation. So it's meant to create this two-way dialogue, a very natural, doesn't sound rehearsed dialogue. So when you first use Ford, your role is to ask a question, and then it's just to listen. And you want to listen carefully without interruption, and then make comments. You can add your own thoughts and then ask more probing questions. So asking more questions is especially important because it keeps the dialogue active. For example, when a person answers an occupation question with, well, I just got laid off and I'm on unemployment, you don't just jump right into the recreation question. That would be very insensitive and rude. So instead, you could ask a question outside of Ford and say, well, how can I help? I can ask around and find out who's hiring, if that works for you. Likewise, if a response to an occupation question is, I just started a new job, you're not going to respond back with, so what do you like doing for fun? What do you do on the weekends? You'd ask like, how's that working out for you? You guys know this. This is just common knowledge. Just follow, but don't follow it too closely. If you ask them someone about their family and someone just passed away, don't ask them what they do for a living. I'm sure you guys know this. I think that's silly that I even had to say that. So, okay, if someone will role play with me really quick. If anyone's up for that, just unmute. We're gonna do a Ford conversation. Am I gonna pick someone?
I'll do it.
Yay, Allie. Okay. So we're just gonna role play. Just make up the responses how you want.
Okay.
Hi, it's been some time since we've talked. How's the family doing these days? Have the kids gone back to school?
They have, and it's been crazy, but otherwise it's been good. I'm relieved that they're back in school and back in a routine.
That's great. Yes, me too. I'm feeling the same way with mine. I decided to get into a new business recently. I actually became a real estate agent, and I'm really excited about helping people achieve their dreams of home ownership. It's just keeping me really busy, yet I'm still hiking and as much as I can. So since you hike, do you have any recommendations on some trails I can hit this weekend?
First, congratulations on your new job. Spencer Butte is always one of my favorites, close to town, but in good views.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Have you started picking up any new hobbies since the kids have been back in school?
I don't have time for new hobbies because my kids are back in school. My hobbies are my kids and getting them to school.
Perfect. What about travel? You planning on going anywhere next year like you went last year?
We're going to Arizona for Christmas to escape the rain and go somewhere a little bit warmer.
Are you going to see family?
Yeah, we're going down to see my in-laws and stay with them for a bit.
Awesome. Well, Allie, it's been so great catching up with you. I wanted to let you know about my new real estate business, and I'd love to tell you more and just talk about kids and life in general. How about we meet for coffee soon?
That sounds great.
Perfect. Have a great day.
You too.
So that's kind of how the family occupation, recreation, and dreams come in. If you could see that it plays out natural, yet I did bring up that I'm a real estate agent now, and I'm super excited about helping people, purchase their dream homes and whatnot. So, but then I went right back to the recreation and looped in hiking. So it wasn't this sales pitch, that I'm only calling to tell you I'm becoming a real estate agent and ask for business. I'm like interested in her life. So, just think about this conversation. It helps. It helps. I love the acronym FORD. Sticks in my head. Okay, so on that daily success systems, the second one is the 10 contacts added to your command database. Is everyone familiar how to add a contact to command? I'm gonna assume most of you are. If you're not, reach out to Mara. She will send you like a video on. It's super easy, but it's great to start using your CRM and building from the get-go. So you're gonna start out simple. You're just gonna be adding the people listed listing them in your contacts in command or whatever. If you're using a different database, use whatever you're using. And then the third activity on here is to write 10 handwritten notes to those in your sphere daily. So this does take a little effort. The cards, the postage, you must have addresses, and then it takes time to write them, obviously. But a handwritten note is so appreciative. Like, when's the last time you guys have gotten a handwritten note? Like, people don't do that. It's either printed postcards, or texts. So handwritten notes are something not to forget about. They go a long way, and can create awesome relationships because you're starting it off with caring enough to actually sit down and write them a note, going to the post office to get a stamp type of thing. Does anyone have any ahas about the success systems? If you do, you can either unmute and say, or you can just jot them down in your participant guide. And what is it? Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. I made it an hour. I should have talked slower, guys. But I gave you an hour back, so you guys can get started on your success systems for today, or you can put in the chat and meet up with someone as a role-playing partner or anything like that. But this is the end of our lesson for today. Does anyone have any questions? Anything I can help them with? Questions, concerns? All right, you guys are all ready to go. What, Alex?
Is it so I've been having trouble adding more contact. I've added all the contacts I have on my phone into my command, but when I reach out to people on Facebook and stuff, they're pretty much the same friends. So I've been kind of like circling around. I've been trying to add more people, but I've been having trouble getting more contacts. Is there like maybe some tips I can do? I'm gonna be doing open houses here soon and prospecting that way.
Yep.
But I wanted to see what else. Maybe you had like any other tips or tricks or something.
Yeah, so that's a great one. Another one is kind of finding if you have a hobby or a passion, there are so many different groups on Facebook to actually become, and you can add yourself to or get added to, and then just forming relationships within them, commenting on someone's post. I'm in a lot of mom groups, and moms and older mom groups. So you just kind of find your niche. And I've made connections all over the United States with people in Facebook groups. And at that point, if you can use that as referrals. So so Facebook groups are a great one. And then I would say, like, Allie's joining her PTO. just get out there and meet people. Really, it's a belly to belly business. So go hang out somewhere. There might be events at like the fairgrounds or things like that. Just try and get out there. Make 1 or 2 contacts. Make 1 or 2 friends, you know, out there when you're out doing something or in the grocery store. Don't be afraid to like strike up a conversation.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. It's just getting out there. But
Mhm.
sometimes, yeah, I feel like it's more like since I'm so new, I'm kind of like nervous about just straight up asking them for like their number, email. Maybe I gotta come up with something. Maybe like tell them if I can send you some real estate related media or something.
Yep. Yeah. It's really about just trying a bunch of different things until you find something that works. And keeping it in your mindset that that's exciting. Like not a lot of people get to start a business where they get to like tweak and figure out what works for them, what they like doing, what's working to get more business. Look at it kind of like an adventure, and it's fun.
Yeah, definitely, it is an adventure.
It is an adventure. Yeah. Anyone have any other ideas that are working for them to add more people to your sphere? I would say open houses are a good one because you know those people are already out. They're looking, right? So they're in that area.
Yeah, I mean, the open house is awesome because you can take advantage even if neighbors show up. It's a good way to spread the word. Just kind of let them know, hey, I'm doing a service instead of letting them know, hey, I'm here to sell this house. That's my purpose and goal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found a couple successes in getting people's information that way. I wouldn't say it's the easiest, but social media is helping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say social media is for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All depends on how you like doing business and meeting people, right? What you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that help at all, Alex?
Yeah, I got a few extra ideas. I'm kind of storming up after that now. I'm
Perfect.
gonna get those in action here soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't
Yeah.
forget your sphere. Like, don't focus so many on getting to know new people and forget about the people you know, because they all know a ton of people and they all know
Yeah.
people. So don't forget about the people you do know and relatives and stuff like that. Ooh,
Yeah. I feel like the Ford model would be a beautiful way to strike up conversation. And then we're going to talk about numbers later on in Ignite, where we can just show people and help them understand.
yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And don't forget Thursday, the 12th. That's tomorrow. Sorry guys. Is Area Pro training, and that's at noon, and it's via webinar, and it will be recorded. So reach out tomorrow if you want the recording, but this is going to be your TMO reports. So this will kind of get you what's happening in the market around different neighborhoods and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm not attending tomorrow because I got to do the 12 to 2 at the Realtors Association.
Okay.
Training.
Yeah, there'll be a recording, and then the following one is the next Thursday at 12. So tomorrow they're going to show you how to get integrated and how to log in. You guys, this is a free service from KW. We're paying for it for Area Pro, so take advantage of it. It'll definitely help you be able to steer clients or future clients on what's going on where they're looking to buy.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So if you can't make it tomorrow, just reach out tomorrow and make sure to get the recording. All right, everyone. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Make a goal. Just go handwrite like 5 cards. Call 5 people. It's the little things that are seriously going to build a big business. Thanks for joining, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Kate.
Hi, Allie. Text me. I need to get you your key fob.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't. Okay. Bye.